So in this video, we're going to talk about why Alastor is actually Charlie's biggest enemy and a threat to the entirety of hell. Now that might come as a bold claim, but after this video, you'll see why that claim might not be so far-fetched. So I just finished watching probably the most heavily thematic and hilarious animated series I've ever watched. And that show is Prime Video's Hazbin Hotel, which is just a really great name, by the way. And for a show literally about hell and heaven, you'd think many people would not be too inclined. Well, you'd be utterly wrong, because this show has a die-hard fanbase, a fanbase so invested in it that there have been just scores of fan theories about the show, particularly about one very interesting character named Alastor Altruist. Now, I'm sure I'm not the only person that thinks this character is the single most entertaining character in the whole show. I mean, from the radio voice to the haunting smile to the air of pure maniacality he exudes, Alastor had my eyes glued anytime he appeared on screen, and it's obvious his character was crafted with such attention to detail that it's almost hard not to admire this psychopathic, murdery demon. All the characters in the show are good, but there's just something in particular about him, and it's hard to tell whether it's the fact that you never know what's going on in his head, or the fact that you probably don't even want to. However, today we want to know. We really want to know, and we're going to try and find out through evidence laid out in the show, and through some of his actions. After all, actions speak louder than words. Okay, I'm not 100% sure that really applies here, but I just wanted to say it just cuz. Anyways, true to the title of this video, I think Alastor might just be Charlie's biggest enemy, and there's a couple of reasons why I say that. The number one reason being that he said so himself. Now, in the very first episode of Hazbin Hotel Pilot, Charlie, daughter of Lucifer, is introduced to Alastor, who offers to help her run the hotel. And he does not want to do this because he cares about her, or because he cares about redeeming souls, or because he wants redemption for himself. He's only doing this because he's bored, and it's totally understandable. I mean, he's been in hell for a very long time, and he's tortured more than enough souls than he could count. Even senseless violence can get boring, so obviously he craves something more. Alastor does not believe the hotel will work out. In fact, the only reason Alastor is there is to watch as sinners try to redeem themselves and fail miserably. Or as he put it more graphically,
I want to watch the scum of the world struggle to climb up the hill of betterment, only to repeatedly trip and tumble down to the fiery pit of failure.
Yeah, he's not a nice guy, that much is clear. Now there is the argument that he helped them in the final battle, so he must believe in their cause, right? Even if it's just a little bit. Wrong. See, people tend to forget that Alastor is a sadistic berserker who basically challenged the most powerful overlords in hell when he just got into town and overpowered them. There is no doubt in my mind that Alastor joined that fight just so he could take on a real challenge. He was more interested in fighting a worthy opponent than actually helping. Alastor's already fought the most high and mighty in hell and won, so it's only natural for him to try bigger fish. It's also worth noting that Alastor kept the information that the angels could be killed a secret from Charlie and the gang, and was only ready to release it when Charlie was most vulnerable and had nowhere to turn to except him. Despite the fact that everyone knows Alastor can't be trusted, somehow everyone just does the opposite and trusts him anyways. But that's exactly what he wants. I'm sure that's how he was able to get Husk's soul under his wing, and God knows how many other souls. Anyway, we know Alastor claims he's only interested in the hotel just because struggling souls entertain him, and if that is in fact true, that is a giant problem for Charlie and the hotel. Because as the psychopath that Alastor is, he needs constant entertainment. It's like a drug to him. What then happens when that entertainment stops? When the hotel starts to actually work? What do you think is going to happen then? The entertainment stops and so does Alastor's charade. Then and there we will begin to see his true danger. We've already seen that sinners can actually be redeemed thanks to Sir Penchus, who found himself in the Holy Land of Gold Streets after a selfless act of self-sacrifice. Do we really think that Alastor would be down for souls entering heaven? I don't think so. I can already imagine him saying, "Where's the fun in that?" My theory is that when Alastor finds out that sinners can in fact be redeemed, he is going to stop helping Charlie, and perhaps even start working against her. But Alastor's constant need for entertainment isn't the only reason he's a bane to Charlie and the hotel. Perhaps even more important is the fact that he's a soul collector. Many people tend to forget that Alastor has husks, nifties, and many other souls in his possession. And spoiler, he didn't just arrive in hell with those souls, he took them. likely through his ominous yet obviously dangerous handshake deals. Alastor has an unknown number of souls at his beck and call, as we see with this fight against Adam. Who's to say he's done looking? Maybe partnering with Charlie is just an avenue to get her soul, which would be obvious to a lot of people. She is the daughter of Lucifer. Her soul in his arsenal would definitely make him more terrifying, and she probably knows this too, which is why she's really hesitant to shake his hand here.
You want my soul?
Your soul?
Yeah, no one except from a literal Disney princess is falling for that. And Alastor too probably knows this. For all her flaws, Charlie isn't just some dumb Disney princess girl. She knows who to trust and who she probably shouldn't. Despite her seeing the best in people, she did literally grow up in hell. So Alastor knows he isn't fooling her that easily into giving up her soul. However, that doesn't seem to just be the extent of his plan. He might have been really helpful and he might have even given her the information she needed. But what if all that was just a calculated move to make Charlie trust him? What if everything has all been a plan to earn Charlie's trust for a much bigger goal? In episode 5, we find out that Alastor is under a leash, but we have no idea who owns the radio demon's soul. There have been many fan speculations as to who it is, and many claim Lilith, Charlie's mom, is the person who's got him under wraps. It does check out when you consider how powerful she must be, being the husband to the king of hell. Many fans also think this is the reason why Alastor is being so nice to Charlie. Lilith is presumably compelling him to do so. I think that even if Lilith does happen to be Alastor's master, that is not why Alastor is being so nice to Charlie. Alastor is the kind of demon to care about one man and one man alone, and that is himself. I mean, think about the kind of man he must have been on Earth to end up as powerful as he is in hell. That kind of power doesn't just go to catnappers. No, Alastor has a much bigger plan in mind, and I reckon he wants to utilize Charlie's trust to achieve it. I still believe Alastor wants to gain control of Charlie one way or another. He might want to do that through psychological manipulation or through some other means, but his end goal is the same. And if he does manage to gain control of her, his direct power might increase exponentially, possibly giving him the power to break free from his deal. Speaking of his deal, no one knows exactly what the deal is. One theory is that he made a deal with a very powerful demon to get a grasp of that power. Some speculate he made a deal with Satan from Hell of a Boss's lore. The stories are interconnected. And it makes sense. Even a fraction of Satan's power would be astonishing in the hands of a demon in Hazbin Hotel. None of this is canon, by the way, but what I'm trying to say is that if the deal he made was with someone of that much power, he would definitely need some extra juice to break free. Hence, why he needs Charlie. And after that fight with Adam, where he lost and was reminded that he's not all powerful, yeah, that really stung him. He had this evil monologue singing session talking about how he was done with this and was going to unclip his wings. Yeah, nothing good has ever come out of those words. Have you ever heard a villain say they were going to unclip their wings? The aftermath is not pretty. It's chaos and doom. Alastor was really pissed off about getting almost destroyed by someone who he himself called sloppy. No doubt that hurt his pride in all the worst ways. We are going to see another Alastor in season 2, one who is hell-bent on achieving his goal. And to me, it seems it's going to be clearer as the show progresses and we're introduced to even more powerful foes. Fans online always speculate that Alastor is trying to make a deal with Charlie so he can use her soul. Yes, he might want that, but I suspect that's not his immediate goal. If he's going to break free from his master, which is his true goal, he's going to have to be smarter than that. Either way, Alastor's true intentions are not just mere amusement, as everyone seems to believe. He is a threat to Charlie and the hotel and possibly the entirety of hell. And the sooner everyone realizes it, the better. Because if he somehow manages to break free from his master, he will have power unlike anything anyone in hell has ever seen before. He will have even more power to ensue even more chaos. What do you think? Is Alastor truly Charlie's worst nightmare, or he's nothing that serious? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe, and if you want to support what I do here, consider buying me a coffee on buymeacoffee.com, link in the description. Bye.